syntax. Dylan, prepared for the second one? Then you yeah. Dylan, prepared for the second one. Okay? So please, Lucio.
Okay. Sorry, I need a mic. My vampire superpowers. I need to. On, now it's on. Okay. Count Von Count speaks Basque. But, come on, but, B. Interesting slide, there's a clue for the pronunciation, B, and also for the meaning of it, bilingual or bisexual, B. It's like in those Greek compounds, B. Okay. Iru, the H is mute in Basque, so it's pronounced Iru, and also in hiragana, Japanese characters, Iru. And these are the Iru people of Papua New Guinea. They are Iru, but they are B. Lau, like low, but really more like Bauhaus, no? Lau, okay. Lau. Bost, like the famous movie, but with a B. Bost. Come on? Bost, of course. There is Bemi Boer, Patrick Bois, and Bupi Bolberg. Bupi Bolberg, no change in pronunciation. Bupi Bolberg, from Bost. Say, as in the Lionel Richie song, say you, say me. Say, at least say. Okay, thank you. I'm out of analogies anymore from this point. Saspi, okay. And from this on, very, very strange. This is a song from Catatonia. Things are getting strange. I'm starting to worry. This could be a case for Mulder and Scully. Sorzi. Okay, good. And, well, 9 is even more difficult. Okay. Bederazzi, which sounds like paparazzi, more or less. Bederazzi, paparazzi killed the Princess of Wales, also Princess of the People, and Mother of Dragons, and whatever. Bederazzi, paparazzi. Bederazzi. And as a curious fact, as you all know Python, what's the result of that? Of course. And amar, like to love in Spanish. Amar. Okay, this is also supposed to be a kind of a joke. Next one, please. Oh, there are no questions.
Dylan, the next one, and Karel from UC will be the next one.
Arranca con otro.
No, I need to use
You will use it.
Oh, USB-C? Yeah. Okay.
Use this microphone also.
Okay.
If it's somewhere here.
Okay. So I'm going to be talking about is Plone Mac. Anyone heard of Mac? A few people? Okay, so we came across this in a tender recently. They were all, is it Mac compliant? Is it Mac aligned? So we had to work what that is out, and so I'm going to explain it to you just in case you come across it. So what is Mac? Is it a new buzzword? Yes. It's a marketing gimmick? Yes. It's kind of the new Jamstack. It is also that. It is a architecture stack. And it is an alliance of companies that are selling this idea, and they're selling it quite well. It is kind of, it's got buzz around it. It is mainly those sort of headless CMS vendors. They're the main people behind it, like Contentful and so on. It's kind of trending, maybe not that much, but who knows? Maybe it'll go further. So what they're promising, if you use this stack, if you use this architecture, you're going to get scalability, flexibility, innovation, improved performance. It's all about composability. And Mac stands for these 4 things. So you need microservices, you need API first, cloud. It's described as both cloud hosted and cloud native or cloud native SaaS, and headless. So let's look at each one of those and compare Plone 6. So is it API first? Yes, it is API first-ish. We can do almost everything, but there are still things that are getting added to. But Volto is certainly it doesn't survive without the API. The API had to be there before Volto could be built. It's API first. Is Plone 6 headless? No, Classic is not. Plone Volto is not. But the way I see things, there are really 3 kinds of Plone now. Plone headless is an absolute option that we could use. And by this, I mean something slightly different than Victor was talking about. What I'm talking about is you would have an unthemed Volto be your editor, and then you bring your own framework. So you bring your own Svelte front end and plug into the API, and the view rendering, the edit rendering, 2 separate things. So Plone Gatsby is a good example. That's exactly what the Finnish guys are doing with they're using Volto for the editing. But we don't have a side-by-side preview. So this is an example of a CMS that has quite a nice side-by-side preview and advertises itself as a WYSIWYG headless CMS. It looks a lot like Volto, right? But the point is, it's that middle bit, that's rendered in some other framework, right? It's not the same thing. It's an iframe. But they put this minimum JavaScript so you can point at the different blocks and so on. Is Plone 6 microservices? No, it's one big monolith. But in a way, it is, because if you're using Volto, you can add microservices. You know, you can put your custom business logic into microservices. So the promise with microservices is about scalability, which is a really good point. So for example, let's say you had a website where you're rendering a page and you've got quite a big Z-O-D-B cache and it's 2 gigs. And that's fine. But then you've got quite a lot of searches and listings on that. So each one of those, and using Elastic, say, it's going to go through the back end, and you're wasting 2 gigs of data, which is of RAM, which is expensive. But if search was a middleware that only took 100 megabytes, then essentially you've got the same load for way less cost. That's what scalability means with microservices. So this is the controversial one. Is Plone 6 cloud native SaaS? Sort of. Okay.
1 minute.
Plone Class is multi-tenanted. Volto is, well, we're doing a PR at the moment to make it multi-tenanted, so it will be soon. Is it SaaS? Well, no one's selling headless CMS. SaaS service yet, but it could be because it is multi-tenanted. Why do they insist on SaaS? Because, well, obviously it helps them, but also because of scalability and cost. You don't have to worry about installing databases and stuff. But isn't that inflexible? And other people, like other vendors like this, have pointed this out. The rules of getting into this Mac Alliance are quite strict, and they really only say you have to be SaaS only. And they're saying, oh, you know, let's just let's drop the C part, and then we go Ma. I think we should go macho. So we should have cloud native, right? It should be capable of being a SaaS product. It should be able to be scalable as a SaaS product, but it should be open source. So you have the option of SaaS or self-hosted. And that's giving you back your flexibility, which is what they promised. So that's Plone 6. So if you want to know a little bit more about the trade-offs with headless versus not, come and see my talk tomorrow, where I talk about design systems and so on. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Dylan. Karel is the next one. And then Priti Eibar from Nagore and John, I guess.
Is it on? Okay, so in South Africa, we're currently dealing with a number of crises at the same time. We don't have enough electricity for everybody, so we kind of take turns using it. And that's also now leading to a water problem because the pumping stations are under immense pressure to sort these things out in the time that they've got power to give everybody water. So for this reason, we've decided at home to bypass municipal water and actually get our own water. So we drilled for it. The yield was excellent, and we decided to actually bring it into our house, which meant that we needed to get a filtration system. Oh, that needs to play. So that's them getting the water. So we needed to get a filtration system to bring this into the house. So this is just a very real-world example of what someone might go through when they're trying to migrate their own website. We had a lot of sudden, unexpected costs that came up that we were not aware of. And this is something that your client might actually face as well. So whereas we had to move for a very valid reason, clients actually get into their heads that migration to another CMS is a good idea for a number of different reasons. We've all encountered the schmoozy salesman, the tech-savvy CEO that has to have the latest and greatest thing, or even just the new marketing person that thinks they know better. So there are essentially three types of costs: expected and quantifiable, probable and quantifiable, and probable and unquantifiable. So the expected and quantifiable is quite easy. So you buy a template, you work with the designer, you build the site, you load the content, you host it. So that's quick and easy. Then there's the probable and unquantifiable. And these are a little bit harder, but these are questions that you will need to ask. Do you know the functionality you have? Will the functionality work on the new platform? Do you actually know how big your site is? Do you want all of it to move across? People don't generally know the answers to these things. And as much as we might think it's not our place to ask these questions, if we want to retain the client or actually even just help them, it is definitely our job to be asking these questions. Then we move on to the big ticket items, the probable and unquantifiable. And these are the questions that are a lot harder, but are definitely necessary to be asked. How easily will my team get on board with this? What training will they need? Will I have their buy-in? What will the change management look like? How do I ensure that I retain as much of the institutional knowledge as possible? And then the kicker, I do not know what I do not know. And what will I do when I know what I did not know? So the takeaway here is that when clients think about migration, they need to see the entire picture. And it's part of our responsibility to help them see that bigger picture. And ultimately, we might have to help them understand that migration is not an easy or the only option. And migration may not be the best answer, but on closer interrogation, it might turn out to be just very expensive. Thank you.
Thank you. John and Nagore, please. The next one is Fred van Dijk.
Well, here Nagore and John from Code Syntax. We, neither of us are from Eibar. She's from Elgoibar and I'm from Antzuola, two nice towns, very nice towns. And we are here to present the Pretty Eibar contest. Right?
Okay, as John said, we work in Eibar and we work with people from Eibar. And the ones who've been here for maybe a day or a couple of days, maybe you've realized that people from Eibar really love Eibar. I mean, it's a thing of magic. And we like Eibar, we do, but maybe not so much. I mean, yes, but it's not, we love our towns too. Maybe you want to visit them. My town is 5 kilometers from here, Elgoibar. Antzuola is like 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers. Charming towns. So, competition. We'd like you to help us with our competition, starting now and until Friday lunchtime. Please take in pictures from Eibar. We've seen you, those who've been in the trainings, we've seen you taking pictures. So, take pictures of Eibar and please, in X, Twitter, Mastodon, post them, as many as you like, with the hashtags PrettyEibar and PloneConf 2023. So that's it, starting now, till Friday lunchtime, there will be an award. It will be delicious, it will be eatable and drinkable, and you have to be here to get your prize. So if the winner is not here, we'll go to the second one. The winner will be announced in the lightning talks on Friday, and the jury will be totally biased Eibar people, so take pretty pictures, please. So that's it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Fred, please. And the next is Alexander.
So, let's start. Lies to children. This morning, one of the keynote presenters met him in the hallway, and he kind of half confessed to us standing there in the open Pac-Man circle. I put something in the keynote in the presentation, but I don't know if we really are able to get that in time in a Plone version. And that reminded me of a book I read, so this is another book plug. I started to do that last year, and this is another one, where actually it's 4 books, so I already lied. Who recognizes this image? Yep, For those who don't know, who likes to read absurd fantasy and appreciates English humor? This is Terry Pratchett, and he wrote the Discworld series, and he sadly passed away in 2015. Discworld series, I got the first book in my 20s. I read 4 pages, I threw it away. It got a dust for 10 years, then I started to read it again because I took it too serious. It's a total persiflage, parody, tongue-in-cheek reference. It's 41 novels, highly recommended. He also wrote it for children, but that's not My Lies to Children yet. I didn't remember Discworld, but he also wrote The Science of Discworld together with 2 scientists, and they made a really wonderful series of 4 books where every odd and even chapter is a story from Discworld, and then the scientists explain real-world stuff. And you get, in 4 books, it goes from the Big Bang Theory to society to whatever. Highly recommended. And this book introduced me Lies to Children. What's lying? A place where one lies, or it's a falsehood. And lying is bad. Or is it? I mean, you've got petty lies. Oh, wonderful dress, nice shoes. We've got Santa Claus, we tell the children. But I don't mean that. I mean education. Lying is also called education. Because didn't you realize you got lied to for 18 years? How do we explain and teach to children what the physical world, for example, is made of? This is one example of the books. We lie. Every tiny little physical object is made of tiny Duplo or Lego blocks. That's how you do it at home, maybe for your children. Then we've got the 4 elements a little bit later, 1 or 2 years later. Or you read it from, or you get stuck into alchemy. Could be, maybe later. And then molecules and atoms come. So we lied. It's not Lego blocks, it's molecules. That's primary, secondary school. Oh, sorry, periodic table of elements. Anyone in the classroom? Oh, sorry, protons, neutrons, electrons, and then we start to get somewhere, right? Oh no, photons. And then we've got electrons going into orbits, and it's both, and it's waves, and it's energy. And then you think you've got it, and they go to university and they explain you Maxwell's equations, quarks, snare theory, Einstein, and you get stuck at CERN if you're lucky. So you've got 18 years of lies. And we've been lying to children for all of their childhood. And is it a lie? No, it's education. And most of them didn't mind and turned out to be fine and honest adults. Most of them. Why? Why I'm doing this? Let's market Plone 6 and 7. What's included in Plone 6? How long do we still support 5.2? What do we mean with supported? Bug fixes, security support, end of life. What's the Volto version? Classic UI? Will there be a Plone 6.2? Can I use Python 3.8 with Plone App Candidate Rules 4.5 with Volto 14.16 and Node 14 1/3 in Microsoft Sketch here and Ubuntu Lulu She-Stark with an 8K monitor while I'm spinning 40 RPM on my chair. And what do developers do? They try to answer that honestly and try to explain. And this is really the marketing versus developer thing. We unlearned, many of us unlearned to lie when we became adults. And the answer is, of course, it depends. And then not being totally precise already starts to feel like lying. And then they answer one question and you try to answer it honestly, or you try to present this. So
1 minute.
So weird idea. Should we stuff Plone backend and Volto frontend and the storage in one big container image and then present it as a one-click demo for people to test drive Plone? Maybe with a Plone distribution in there. And then, of course, as developers, no, that's bad. You got to split out in 10 containers, 5 pods, Kubernetes, Amazon Cloud Engine, Droplet line nodes. That's how you should do it. But maybe it's just okay if we start to build that to test drive Plone. It's called marketing, it's called public relations. And it helps people to understand the world by not telling them everything at first. So maybe we should start doing this one-click install here to start your blog and then suffer the consequences. Okay, maybe, but then we get them hooked. Thank you.
Alexander now and Manabu next.
Yeah, thanks. I want to show you something I work on that's called EduTab. It's bridging online identity for reliable and trustworthy on-site service access. I want to ask you, who of you know EduGain or EduRoam? a few of you. It's a fantastic thing. It's an interfederation of identity management systems where users from university get a university account that they can use at any other participating party in other universities to access lecture, courses, or so on, and online services. Eduroam is accessing the Wi-Fi service Eduroam everywhere in the world at the universities. And what we are doing is EduTap to bridge the gap so that you can use it on site. Well, EduGain and Eduroam has a huge base in the world where you can actually use it, which is fantastic. Well, what is EduTap? We are not talking about the right one, where you tap the beer, which would be perfectly fine for the Bavarians, but it's tap to pay, tap to open a door, tap to write, and a lot of more. And it's all about services. And in universities, you have 6 silos of services, which is identification, payment, physical access control, library service, transports, and discount and promotions. So it's a nice thing. And we built it because there is a vision of the European Union to make mobility for students as smooth as possible. So as soon as they arrive in a guest university, they should be able to access all services there as smooth and easy as possible. And the people that know how the world is working today know that there are chip cards, smart cards, all that plastic stuff. That's old school. That's not working really well. So we are an alliance of 9 universities that has set the goal to build European campus for global health. And it's all about to build an inter-inclusive, inter-university campus for seamless mobility for all higher education members. Well, the problem is, even if we look at our 4 core universities, we have different technologies that don't work together. They're not compatible. So it's a transition to an interoperable campus card with state-of-the-art technology, secure and trustworthy, compliant to GDPR, ensures interoperability. And it's like those things we already done in the Plone world. Divide and conquer certain things we already have, integrated or separate them again to solve a problem and finish this work. And that's what we also do. We do create a common ID for all educations worldwide that are trustworthy, GDPR compliant for everyone, and can be used, and different service passes for legacy systems so that the world works. There's a lots of cool features, and I want to show you later the Smart and Quick Select option, but there's a lot more with all fantastic, nice technologies within the wallet that they can provide for you. And there are different wallets in the world, so there's lots of things to work with. But why I'm telling you that? It's quite easy, actually, to produce cards or passes in the wallets and issue them to the users. And I want to share with you one of the jokes I did make on Monday to create a wallet pass for the Plone conference. So everybody who has an Android iPhone can scan the QR code and can load this pass, and you do get the information, and you do have a backside on the passes where you can have access to contact information, to this program schedule, and so on. And, well, we built all the blue parts of it to make it available for everybody who want to use it. And there's lots of into. So EduTap is something where we have a core that is everything to create passes and issue them. EduTap Libs, which is everything you need to read passes and process them, documentations and all the stuff. So there's a lot of documentation around it. And I just want to show you what it, sorry. So that doesn't work to show, but I want to, where's my mice? At least when I cannot show you the demo with the smartphone easily, I want to say or introduce some of the partners we're working with and say hello to them. So greetings from the community in Innsbruck. Jens, Christine, sag was.
Hey, driver. Sorry that I can't be there, but yeah, it's live.
Yeah. So thank you all. See you.
Thank you. Manabu now, next flip.
Sorry, just a moment. Hilary. Okay. Hello, my name is Manabu Terada from Tokyo, Japan. Thank you for this. Thank you. So this is Tokyo T-shirts. Okay. Okay. I will talk about LLM search on Plone. My motivation: we want the intranet Plone to have a higher functionality of search, not only words but also sentence to be searched. Not use of open AI. Intranet data should not go out the behind. Okay, basics of the LLM vector search. Data to the vector from the text document, and storing into the vector database, and generate vector from the search text, and searching item by the vector with a similar algorithm. This is the first POC, LLM vector search. I made a POC system for the vector search without Plone. Embed model is this. No API, no open API, and hosted this URL. POC has worked, but it is not with Plone. I want to use a vector search on Plone. Structure of my sample package. I made a sample package vector search for Plone site. I made a new index class reference from the ZC text index, adding the index on the portal catalog for the automatically indexing. Embedding model is the same. No open API. Oh, no open API. Oh, sorry, no open AI. I'm sorry, no open AI. And the new keyword arguments are added on portal catalog for the search. This is the structure. Upper the normal Plone search. The side is my sample package. Adding the index on the G catalog, and added the interface on the portal catalog. Okay, supporters and the contributors wanted. So my package is here, GitHub. So this package is named our company's namespace. I think I want repo and namespace might be changed, I think. And splitting the function for the package. This sample package that includes the index class and generic setup and some things. And problem. So the sample package required a GPU. So I tried to run it on my MacBook Air, M1 MacBook Air, but did not work. So, and how to evaluate. So I will join this conference sprint. I will be Sunday till early evening. Please join the sprint. Thank you very much. And more information. We have PyCon Asia Pacific, PyCon APAC 2023, end of this month. And this conference is an international conference. Half of the talks are in English. Please, please, please come to the Tokyo, Japan. See you Tokyo again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Manabu. Flip, please.
To Unity. Oops. So we're gonna first do a live demo of plugging an HDMI cable into my laptop, because being a hacker is fun until you have to like enjoy time with everybody else. Come on. It works! Okay, now how do I get my window over there? Is it over? Yeah! Okay, so this was a demo. This is all demo, and I'm gonna just go ahead and say that the, oh, wait, how should I start? Do you like search? Yeah. Vector databases, natural language models, it's like, everybody's talking about it. So right here we have actually does Hong Kong have true democracy? We've actually hit a search. Now, this is slow because we abused Nuclea. I'll just go ahead and say it. We just threw 850,000 documents at Nuclea. It's working. So that's actually pretty cool for AI search. And then the Plone search on this side. But as you see, we're getting a lot more results, yay. However, I'm gonna do something live right now. And I heard there's this strange language that I'm learning about, but I've never done this before. I'm just gonna copy that. And we're gonna go back over here. Oh, it's already pasted. I think, is that correct? No? Okay, so let me go ahead and Control V. Is that correct? This is what real lightning talks are about. Is this Nuclea trained on Basque? We're about to find out, right? Oh, nothing on English. Nah, Plone don't work. Come on. And thank you. Where's the cat? Oh, you throw it? No, never mind. The cat is shy. Marshall was he loved everything. No, cat's shy. Thank you.
Thank you.
I yield my time.
Eriko, and the next one, Johannes Dragan.
Can someone lend me a Linux computer? Because I'm joking, come on. Yes, it did not. Yes, it was working. Not for me. Wait. I'm not tap dancing now because it's in here. So, come on. So, starting now. Do I have a few seconds more? Okay. So I'll pay you a beer if a bunch of crazy ideas that need someone to implement. Unfortunately, I was not able to clone myself or not make a clone of David Glick or Victor or other cool core contributors of Plone, so I'm begging and paying in beer. The first thing is move your add-on test to PyTest using Plone PyTest Plone, because I need more people to test that, see where it's not working and helping me. And of course, an additional one if you move my add-on, right? And collective Elasticsearch is a good one. Pass plugin automatic is another one. I'll not have time to do that before 2024, but I would love if someone is willing to do that over the sprint. This is kind of offensive. I asked that question earlier today. You see, back in 2010, there was this guy from Slovenia saying, oh, let's create an abstraction layer on top of all the crazy multi-adapters that no human being should know about. Because, yeah, friends do not let friends try to understand ZCA on a first date, right? Let's create Plone API. Amazing. We had a bunch of features there. Fast forward, 13 years later, we have that bunch of features plus relations. Amazing. Thank you, community. That helped a lot non-Plone developers. Of course, everybody knows how to get a vocabulary and tests and so on, until you need to teach that to a Django developer, and they're basically, yeah, Plone sucks. So add features there, please, please, please. Create an add-on that stores blobs on object storage, because I know, yeah, blobs are amazing and so on and so forth, but you know, the other kids on the block, they basically put their images somewhere else, like S3, Meteor, and whatever, and there's Cloudflare doing resizes, there's Stumber and other stuff. We can basically jump there as well. Yeah, for my edicof.com website that has like 2 access per day, and both of them are mine, one on my computer, another one on my cell phone. It does not matter, but if you're like a large Plone site, it does matter a lot. Implement a Voto block for every block on WordPress.com list of available blocks. And interesting thing, they have some really low-hanging fruits in there. I use one of those, like, oh, add a WhatsApp button on your site. It's so simple that even an idiot Plone developer like me can do that in Voto. Of course, I did that, and then Victor said, yeah, there's an easier way to do that. After I did that live for like 30 Brazilians, he basically said, oh, it's way easier. And this is something I really would love to see, active pub support for Plone. Basically, I think there's something to implement there that would make people that are privacy conscious happy. Imagine having your own Instagram where you do not need to give your data to Meta. Of course, not all of you know Instagram, because this is something like not the cool kids anymore, because the cool kids do not use Instagram. It's kind of old stuff. But there's a generation there that uses Instagram a lot. And the last one, the most innovative, crazy implementation of a new Plone distribution. I would start if there's a news item there or there's a page, no. Try something else, like a Plone distribution that implements a catalog for your e-commerce store and so on and so forth. Oh, I have 1 minute more? I don't have slides, so let me do something else. It's here. So this is a control panel I implemented in plone.org. This is the moment I'm doing public shaming. We have 95 approved and active foundation members, 26 waiting renew, sorry. So if your name is in here, and you're here, I'm going to hunt you down, like Liam Neeson in a bad movie. And also, there's something else. Gil, you're still there? Oh, please ask formally that you want to be an active member. Do it. Say that loud. So, Paul, yeah, we have another one, so it's 96, 97 people. I would love to, oh, 96, damn. I would love to reach 100, so if your name is in some of those tabs, please do that before tomorrow, 7 p.m. Okay, see you at 10, 9, 8, no. Thank you.
Johannes?
That was just the wrong port. Now it should work. Super. Mirror. Keep. Good. I just want to show you a little but important detail on how to debug JavaScript in classic Plone. This is actually documented in the README of the mockup README. You go and download this Plone mockup repository, clone it with Git, and search there for development, and there's a section about development. It tells you how to actually start mockup in development mode, where as watch, where it is compiled and written to the disk. But I would actually use the second version where you start mockup with start :webpack and add then this URL where the bundle is served to the resource registry, and I will show you how to do that now. This is the mockup repository. I start mockup with the Webpack development server like that. That takes around 50 seconds or so on my machine. Or even longer, I don't know. But once it's done, you can open this bundle on the board 8000 and add bundle min.js at the end, and then you have, it's called bundle min.js, but it's actually unminified if you start it in development mode. And you take this URL, copy it, and go to the Plone resource registry. Let me quickly check if I have started the instance. No, I have to do that also. This is just the build-out Plone instance in foreground mode now. I go back to the site and add resource registry control panel. You go to the Plone bundle, and I already have put this URL into this JavaScript field here. You save it, and now your JavaScript is served from the mockup, from the Webpack development server, from the mockup checkout, which you just did. And now you can go back to the mockup repository and add somewhere a debugging statement, like here. And if let me show you, if I save it, this is now recompiled, and if I want to open the folder contents and also open the inspector, for the contents, then I should be thrown into the inspector here and can step through the code. That is the way you can debug your Plone site in classic Plone. So that's actually all. Thanks.
Okay, with this last lightning talk, we have finished the day today. Thank you everyone for attending, and we wait for you tomorrow at 9:30 with an interesting keynote, so see you tomorrow.